Hey everyone, this is JReviews blog Animation Bliss, and welcome to another animated podcast series. So today's animated podcast we'll be talking about today is Steven Universe. And with me today we have JReviews. How are you doing today?
Good.
Okay. So tell us about yourself.
Oh, I'm JReviews. I review cartoons on my channel JReviews, and I really like cartoons and stuff.
Okay. Same here. I'm a huge fan of cartoons, so um as you can tell by Animation Bliss, we talk about cartoons a lot. I love talking about cartoons. So it's great having you here today.
Yep.
Okay, so what we usually do is you ask a question and then I ask a question, and we kind of go back and forth with the questions that deal with the cartoon series we're reviewing. Or we're talking about. So I guess I'll start first. My first question is, how did you get into Steven Universe?
Well, well, weird thing. I first got into the show after hearing the theme song from a top theme songs list by Mysterious Mr. Enter, and I after first seeing the show through one of the episodes, I think it was like Jailbreak. I really actually liked it since I'm really liking serialized shows.
Okay. I got into Steven Universe because my sister had a friend who's able to record shows from TV, and my sister was asking me, "Oh, would you like to watch Steven Universe?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll see what the show's all about." And then once I started watching Steven Universe, I started really getting into the show, and my sister started recording more episodes dealing with Steven Universe. So that's how I got into Steven Universe through my sister. So what's your question?
Okay, so my question: what would be your favorite episode of the show so far?
Um, my favorite episode of Steven Universe so far was the episode, I believe it was Jailbreak. It was like the episode where Steven and his friends get kidnapped by Jasper and the people
Oh
from the
yeah,
Diamond from the
yeah,
Diamond Kingdom or something like that. And I really loved that episode because that was the episode that had the song Stronger Than You, which was sung by Garnett, and that remains to
oh
be
yeah.
like my all-time favorite song from the series. So I also like the fight scenes between Jasper and Garnett, and then we also get to figure out in this episode that Garnett is actually a fusion, so that was really surprising to me when I first saw the episode, and I think the episode handled it so well. And I just loved all the action sequences and just all the song numbers in this episode, and it has remained to be my favorite episode of Steven Universe. What's your favorite episode of Steven Universe?
Okay. So I since I've watched like every single episode of the show so far because I I'm a big fan. I don't know. I would probably be New Crystal Gems because that episode it had a lot of great comedy that got me laughing, and it was a really interesting concept where Lapis, Peridot, and Connie replaced Garnet, um, Amethyst, and Pearl, and Steven. And it was a weird thing, like a lot of weird faces and stuff. And it began the trend of everyone saying that Peridot was shrinking throughout the series.
Okay, that sounds like a really interesting episode. Um, so my next question is, who is your favorite gem character, like Garnet, Pearl, Amethyst, Peridot, and those?
Okay, so it would probably be Garnet. Her design is very creative, and the and the songs that she sing have been in are pretty good songs, and just I don't know what else to say. She's a really great character.
Okay. Same here. Garnet is probably my most favorite gem character because I like the fact that she's like a fusion character, and it says a lot about the relationships going on with her fusions, and I love that aspect of her story, and I like the fact that she's like the most mature of out of all the crystal gems, and she kind of plays as the leader of the crystal gems. And I like that aspect of her character. And I also like the fact that she has a very close relationship with Steven, like a more motherly figure to Steven. And I really like how close she is towards Steven in that regard. So Garnet is definitely my most favorite gem character. What's your next question?
Okay. Okay. My next question is, so what is your favorite song in the series? Or
like I mentioned in Jailbreak, my most favorite song in Steven Universe is "Stronger Than You," sung by Garnet, because it's probably the most catchiest song in the entire series, and it really fits so well with the fighting sequence going on between Garnet and Jasper, and it's yeah, it's like one of those theme songs that just gets stuck in your head, but it says a lot about her character, about how, because she's a fusion, she's a lot stronger with the two fusions trying to become this one character that is Garnet. So I really loved the Stronger Than You song the best out of the whole series. What's your favorite song?
um, it would probably be like, hmm, it'd probably be song Lapis Lazuli. The song I love the backing instrument guitar song, and the lyrics are actually pretty good. The song sounds pretty good altogether, and it goes into a great episode. So yeah.
Okay. So here's my next question. How do you feel about the show handling gender issues?
I think it handles it pretty well. It's not just shoving in your face when gender is better than the others, such as I see with other shows. One episode of The Fairly Odd Parents and some episodes of other shows. So I think it handles it pretty well.
Um, I agree. Like, I think the show did a very good job at showing the relationships between all the characters. It was never about, oh, this side is better than the other side, or you can't have this gender go with this gender. It's all about the relationships between the characters, and they're like, that's what's more important in the show than about what gender the person is. And it shows a lot in the relationship between the gems themselves. Like, it doesn't matter if they're all females or something like that. They have a very close relationship with each other, and that's what's really important in the show. And that's what I love so much about the show, is that it never like tries to be one-sided about the gender issues. Like, if you have a good relationship with that person, that's all that counts in this series. And I like how they handle that. So what's your next question?
Okay, that happened. So what would be your favorite side characters, such as I would consider someone like Connie a side character, or Ronaldo or whatever. What would be your favorite side character in the show?
I always like Connie because I really liked her relationship with Steven, and the fact that they're like have sort of a romantic relationship, but also a friendly relationship with each other. And I like the fact that they're able to make Connie into a much more prevalent character in the later seasons, having her fight alongside Steven and stuff like that. And I think she really brings a lot to the show. So I definitely like Connie as a side character. Who's your favorite side character?
I'd probably Lars in like in season 5, like season 5 Lars. He's actually a pretty character who will do something to benefit another person. Like didn't go back to Earth, or he didn't try to get Steven to stay with him, or when in like the recent season 5, well, didn't want him to just get stuck with in Homeworld. So I think he's a pretty good character in season 5, and he's my favorite side character now in season 5.
Okay. So here's my next question. Have you seen the Uncle Grandpa crossover?
Oh yeah, that thing. Oh, I really like that episode. It was actually pretty funny with like seriously, Amethyst fighting Pizza. Well, Amethyst killing Pizza Steve. That was just really funny to me for some reason, and the end with Pizza Steven, it was just really funny. But the episode was pretty funny. It doesn't have the best story, but it doesn't really need that when it comes to April Fool's episodes like the
Hmm,
Uncle Grandma crossover.
okay. I didn't know it was a April Fool's episode. But I didn't really mind the episode. I know there were some fans out there who hated the episode because they didn't like Uncle Grandpa, but I was okay with that episode because I don't watch Uncle Grandpa that much, so it didn't really bother me. And I just thought it was interesting that out of all the shows on Cartoon Network, they did a crossover with, they did Uncle Grandpa with, and I still found the episode to be pretty decent. Again, it's like a very comical way, and I like the way that the Crystal Gems kind of react to Uncle Grandpa as being this weird guy. So I thought their reactions to Uncle Grandpa was like hilarious. So I did think that crossover was decent. Like I said, I don't watch Uncle Grandpa that much, so it didn't really bother me about them having a crossover about it, but I was okay with it. What's your next question?
Okay, my next one is what show do you think Steven Universe should cross over with next?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me see. I'm trying to think of some other shows on Cartoon Network they could do. Uh, hmm, it's kind of tough. Um, maybe they could, I would have liked for them to cross over with Adventure Time or maybe regular show if the two shows didn't end so soon, but that would have been great to see Steven Universe kind of cross over with Adventure Time and see how Steven is going to deal with the universe of Adventure Time, because out of all the shows on Cartoon Network, I think Steven Universe is very close to Adventure Time in terms of tone and like characters also. So I think I would have loved to see Steven Universe crossover with Adventure Time. What are some shows you wish Steven Universe crossed over with?
I'd really like to see Steven Universe crossover with something like a mystery show, like Gravity Falls, like
Mm.
bringing a mystery spin to the usual Steven Universe formula, okay. So Gravity Falls is a mystery show that's also has some serialization within the show. And Steven Universe is a fantasy type show with serialized elements. Bring that, bring those two together for a big crossover that brings mystery with fantasy. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. Like, just have Steven Universe cross over with Gravity Falls and have Steven try to solve mysteries with the crystal gems. That would be really interesting. So my next question is, how did you feel about Peridot and Lapis joining the group in Steven Universe?
Okay, so I thought that was a pretty good thing. Since well, okay, well, Peridot is it's a really funny character as I say, in New Crystal Gems, Peridot was a funny character, bringing a lot of great jokes, and with Lapis, it's I don't know, just Lapis had a dark side of with the stuff with attacking the crystal gems. I don't know how that really can fit in the current crystal gems being, well, crystal gems. I just don't see how they actually accepted her after that whole debacle.
Yeah, for me, I think I kind of knew Lapis was going to eventually join the Crystal Gems, even though they did imprison her. But I kind of figured she might have joined the side of good anyway, because just seeing how she was such a tortured character, and I was thinking, the Crystal Gems would do something to help her get through that, even though she did attack them when she got let loose. But Lapis was kind of not surprising to me. What was surprising to me was Peridot joining the crew, even though she is like a comical character, and I kind of figured she would fit in well with the Crystal Gems anyway. It was kind of unexpected that Peridot joined the crew later on because I didn't expect her to be joining the crew so easily, and I would have expected them to do more stories with Peridot before she joined the crew. But I think they're both good additions to the crew, and it really shows how further the story's going to get in later episodes, and what they're going to do with the Diamond Empire later on. So that's my opinion. Um, what's your next question?
Do you think Steven Universe should get a movie?
Yeah, I definitely think Steven Universe should definitely get a movie. Like there's a lot of things they could do with Steven Universe. Like maybe they could explain more about Rose's past in the movie, or maybe have it set up where Steven and the Crystal Gems actually go to the Diamond Empire and try to fight them off. The movie would be pretty good for all the action sequences and stuff like that. And then we could have even more character moments between the characters, like maybe see more of Steven and Connie's relationship, see how Lapis and Peridot go into the roles, maybe see more of Jasper in the movie too. So I think the movie holds a lot of potential for introducing more storylines for Steven Universe. What do you think about this?
Yeah, so for me, there are a lot of stuff you can explore in Steven Universe with a movie. You can give out new information about Rose. You can explore Rose and Pearl's life. You can end the series with a movie with a diamond attack. You can find out who actually shattered Pink Diamond. There are so many mysteries you can reveal in a movie. You gotta get a movie out of this show. There you gave regular show a movie, and you're and then they got Rugrats a movie. Like that's obvious that you need to make a Steven Universe movie with all these mysteries you could solve with a movie.
Yeah, I agree. Like, especially the part about who shadowed Pink Diamond, that would be really good plot line for the movie, and just seeing who really did it and learn more about Rose's past and how she's connected to Steven and everything like that. So, and like you said, they could have wrapped up the series with the movie. So, if regular show was able to get a movie, maybe Steven Universe should get one too. So, I'm really interested in seeing what they could do if they decide to do a Steven Universe movie. So my last question for now is, what do you hope to see in future episodes?
Well, one thing I hope to see is I really want to see a reunion with Lars coming back to Earth. Seems something with Lars coming back to Earth with and seeing Sadie. That's the number one thing I want to see. It would be one of the most heartwarming scenes in Steven Universe. Well, probably not one of the most, but still a heartwarming scene to begin with.
Yeah, I like to see what they're gonna do with Laws's character later on too. For me, I would like to see like what they could do more with Jasper, and maybe actually solve the mystery about who actually shattered Pink Diamond, and maybe learn more about Rose and Pearl's relationship, and also learn more about Rose as a character. So there's like a lot of things I think they should explore even more with Steven Universe, especially with everything regarding Rose. So I am curious to see what they're gonna do with all that. What's your next question?
Okay, here's a question. Do you think Steven Universe has gone far to deserve two games?
Um, I am well, based on how popular the show is, I kind of expected it to get two games or more than that. The show has a really big fan base, and the fact that it's got a lot of games right now, kind of says the fact that it's a really popular show. I haven't played any of the games yet, but yeah, I kind of figured Steven Universe was going to get a lot of games due to how popular the show is. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, yes. Steven Universe deserved the game. Yeah, LKKO already got a game, and that show isn't even a year old. And plus, Steven Universe, like it's a big game. It's a big show that with a lot of things you can make levels and things out of, like fusions. You do a lot of stuff you can make a game out of. And the show has a huge fan base online. Not a really good fan base, but still a large fan base to begin with.
Yeah, I agree. So my next question is, compared to other shows like Adventure Time and regular show, do you think Steven Universe is probably one of the most popular shows on Cartoon Network, or is there other cartoons on Cartoon Network that are more popular than Steven Universe?
Okay, there are more popular shows like Teen Titans Go consistently gets 1 million views, and I'll say Steven Universe deserves the current views they get. Besides, the recent episode got around 750 views, and that's a low for the show. And so it isn't Cartoon Network's most popular show. While it is one of the most popular, it is.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think Steven Universe is fairly popular with the fan base, but of course Teen Titans Go is really dominating the ratings. Adventure Time is pretty popular too, even though that's ending and regular show just ended. But yeah, I think Teen Titans Go is a little more popular than Steven Universe, but Steven Universe is still very popular with a lot of fans. So I think it's still got its good big fan base. So I think Steven Universe is probably maybe the third or fourth most popular show on Cartoon Network right now. Despite the way Cartoon Network kind of treats the show, but yeah, that's my opinions on that. So what's your next question?
What do you think about just now Steven Universe getting DVDs when other shows like Teen Titans Go got DVDs during its first 2 years? Yet now, about 5 years after the show first premiered, it's now getting DVDs. Like,
I I find that kind of odd actually, because I would have thought they would Cartoon Network would have done some volume, the best of seasons or whatever for Steven Universe in its earlier seasons, but the fact that they waited for so long to finally get a DVD series for Steven Universe out, it's like I don't know how Cartoon Network feels about the show, because I mean the show was pretty popular enough in this first few seasons to get a DVD release, and I'm wondering why Cartoon Network held it off for so long for Steven Universe when all the other shows like Adventure Time and regular show already got their DVD series around their first two seasons or something like that. Um so what are your feelings about this?
I actually was going to do a talk about this on my channel, but yeah, the how does it take that long to put about 52 11-minute episodes on a DVD and release it? 5 years. It took 5 years for them to finally do that. The show is popular. The show has been popular for the 5 years it's been on, so it should have gotten a DVD set at least in 2015. When it was like, I think it was like the height of its popularity. It was a more unknown show back in 2013, but like by 2015 and 2016, it was a popular show. So it should have gotten a DVD set by like 2015 or 2014.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's just strange that Cartoon Network just suddenly released it now after 5 seasons of the show going on. So I find that kind of odd right there. Um, my next question is, how do you feel about the show having celebrities voice the characters? Like you have the singer voicing Garnett, I forgot her name, but you also have a Tony Award winner voicing Yellow Diamond. So what are your thoughts about Steven Universe having celebrities voice the characters?
Okay, so here's the thing. A little off topic, but Simpsons. Every single episode is based off of a celebrity cameo because they lost a lot of our ideas. Steven Universe, they just use them as guest characters. Not they're not naming them after their original celebrities. And well, stuff like Nicki Minaj voicing Suga, like it doesn't really matter to me. It's not like they're milking it for all it's worth having Nicki Minaj on the show, and it's really not that bad to me.
Yeah, I agree. Like for me, I don't really mind if a celebrity voice a character. Like I just pay attention to the characters themselves. I don't really pay attention to the people who voice the characters. Well, maybe certain voice actors I pay attention to, like Tara Strong and Kath Soucie, I believe, and Jim Cummings and those, because they've been long time voice actors. I do pay attention to them a bit, but most of the time when a celebrity voices a character, I usually don't mind. So in the case of Garnett and Yellow Diamond, I didn't mind who was voicing who because I was more into the characters than rather who voiced these characters. So that's my thoughts about this. What's your next question?
Okay, here's a more business team. What do you think about Cartoon Network's current plan where they release usual non-arc Steven Universe episodes on the app, and then on the app first before they are on TV? Yet during small arc games like the episodes Lars of the Stars and Jungle Mode, they play it on TV and then release it on the app.
Personally, I would rather have Cartoon Network like release all their shows or all their episodes on TV first and then release it on the app because when they do that, they're like confusing a lot of fans who are trying to watch the show and then it looks like they're kind of lost with what's going on because you have some episodes airing on the app, which is some people don't have, and then you have other episodes airing on TV, but they're aired out of order. So, I think what Cartoon Network should have done would be like air all the Steven Universe episodes first on TV and then air it on the app, so fans wouldn't get that confused about what's going on. What are your thoughts about this?
Um, so I think it's a pretty decent decision. It's not. It's certainly not the best thing to keep business going on. But if you're gonna just put up um, non-arc episodes on your app before you put it on TV, people usually aren't gonna watch the non-arc episodes really waiting for that new piece of their arc. Yet on like TV, they're going to be waiting for like the arc episodes, the ones that are important for the arc itself. But in putting the actual parts that go into the arc or small special on TV, it's a smart decision so you can get more ratings because people aren't really as much excited for the non-arc episodes as they are for the actual arc-based episodes.
Eh, that's true. So my next question is, when you first saw Steven Universe, did you thought it was going to be like mostly a comedic show, or and were you shocked when the show went deeper or went more serious as the show went on, or you kind of expected the show to be like a mix of being drama and comedy?
I was gonna expect it to be another Cartoon Network show like Uncle Grandpa that's just wacky and zany with magic where they just do random stuff. And I was sort of surprised when they had some just deep stuff, like deep, going into some people's relationships and LGBT characters, LGBT main characters. That's really surprising to be put into a kid show for me. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for kids to learn about this early, but I'm just saying I'm surprised Cartoon Network put it on. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
Yeah, I was actually surprised too. Like when I first saw this show, I thought it was going to be similar to like you said, Uncle Grandpa or even regular show to some degree. And then when I started watching the show as it went on, it started getting deeper and deeper with its themes, and it had more serious moments. And that did take me by surprise because I was like, I didn't expect the show to go this deep or this serious when as it goes on. And that's why I started really enjoying the show for that reason, because it was nice to have a show that explores these issues like straightforward and does it in a dramatic way, and yet there's still some comedy in a mix with the show. But I was pleasantly surprised with how deep the show went as it went on, and yeah, I'm just glad that we actually had a show that's pretty deep and really into character relationships. So what's your next question?
Okay, this may seem like a weird question, but what kind of merchandise would you want to have of the show? Like, hmm,
For me, I'd be okay when they just have mostly T-shirts of Steven Universe. I actually have a Steven Universe T-shirt. But maybe I also would like some Funko Pops, and they do have Steven Universe Funko Pops, which I got Garnet and Steven so far. But for me, that's what I mostly want for Steven Universe. Also some keychains because I collect a lot of keychains and maybe some buttons about Steven Universe. But that's just for me. Maybe for little kids, Steven Universe toys, which I think they have some, but I can't be too sure. But I know they have Steven Universe T-shirts and Funko Pops and stuff like that, since I collected some of them. But for me, that's what I want for Steven Universe. What merchandise do you want for Steven Universe?
okay, so okay, I'm more looking on the collector side of things with this. I'd like to see the Steven Universe Blu-rays that got released in um, um, uh, Australia. They're available on some website, but you need a Region B DVD player, and I don't have that. And I'd like to see the Blu-rays coming to Canada and America. And I'd also love to see um, Funko Pops of the. I actually looked on. I was on Twitter, and someone actually got the rights to make a merchandise based off the diamonds, just blue and yellow diamonds. So I'd love to see that being made.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So my next question is, what was your favorite relationship in the show? Who's your favorite relationship in the show? Like Stephen and Connie, maybe Pearl and Rose, relationships like that.
Okay, so it would probably be the Rose and Greg in the flashback episodes, as it really felt like a real relationship in these episodes, and they didn't feel like they're all happy ever after. They're all happy, extremely happy. It's really deeper than most relationships, like the Amazing World, where they have the idiot dad and the other control whatever mother. I get annoyed that stereotypes in that relationship in Steven Universe Grey Rose does not have that stereotype.
Yeah, I agree. Like, probably my favorite relationships in the show is, I think I have a lot of them, but like you mentioned, Rose and Greg was very natural, and yeah, it shows that they really do care about each other, and also has a tragic end where Rose dies and stuff like that. Um, I also like Steven and Connie's relationship because it's like that young love kind of relationship with each other. Like they're starting off as friends, and then they're trying to figure out if they want to do certain things together, like fight with each other. I like how they develop that relationship, and then I also like Ruby and Sapphire's relationship. The fusions of Garnet, because it shows that they really do care about each other, and I just love seeing that side to their characters. So those are some of my favorite relationships in Steven Universe. So what's your next question?
What do you think about Steven Universe having such a large community?
I think it's awesome that Steven Universe was able to get a huge fan base over a short amount of time, and I like the fact that the fans do show their love for the show. Of course, there were some fans in the past that you know, well, that kind of happens with any other fan base, but anyway, I like the fact that Steven Universe was able to get so popular over time, and just the fact that it has such a huge fan base, it just makes the show so well beloved among the masses. So I like the fact that Steven Universe has a big fan base. What are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I think it's good that Steven Universe had such a large community. Like, you got tons of YouTubers making videos on Steven Universe, such as me. Um, and well, I'm not saying many communities are big, many are not, but it's just good that the show has such a big community.
Yeah, I agree. So here's my last question. For now, do you think Steven Universe will become just as popular or more iconic, like shows like say, Animaniacs or the Powerpuff Girls and shows like that in the near future?
I think it has a I think it has a chance now because Steven Universe has is a very good show. It has many story arcs. So okay, it may not be as iconic as something like The Simpsons or Futurama or one of the or a non-serialized show because people don't really remember the more serialized shows as shows I like other shows don't really have that many much fan base anymore because they're serialized. But I guess it has as much of a chance to be as popular as Animaniacs.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think Steven Universe at the moment is pretty popular. Now, in terms of will be like as popular as The Simpsons or Animaniacs and those, I think only time would tell, and it all really depends on how the audience treats the subjects that Steven Universe goes through and whether or not that's going to relate to the future generation. But I think Steven Universe does stand a pretty good chance to be a very popular or very well remembered show in the near future, depending how the fans deal with the themes that the show explores. So what's your question?
My last question for today is: what do you think of the art style of the show?
I thought the art style was pretty cute and it's very unique for this type of show. Like, I wouldn't expect a show that goes into such deep themes like Steven Universe was able to go to have such a cute art style. But at the same time, it kind of fits with the show being a blend of comedy and drama. Um, and the fact that it's like kind of like an anime type of style makes the show really unique. That was like the same thing with Teen Titans, having that anime style to it, which was something some people complained about. But I like the art style of Teen Titans, and Steven Universe reminded me of that. Like, it's able to explore like deep issues, but yet it has a very cute art style that does fit with the comedy and drama nature of the series. What are your thoughts about the art style?
I love it. I love the outlines in cartoons. I really miss them. Plus, the backgrounds in Steven Universe are the best ever. They look beautiful. They're dreamlike. But plus, the actual like art of and the movements of the characters don't feel like they're cheaply made. They really feel like they have a lot of effort put into them. Plus, you got the occasional people who think the art style is bad just because of Peridot is shrinking. It's not on model all the time.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I, I, I don't find that a bad thing. It, as long as it doesn't go to a character is like as tall as someone else's feet, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. Like with the Peridot, the whole thing about Peridot being short thing, I didn't really mind it, even though I was a little confused at first about why Peridot was tall when she first came on, and then later on she's short. So, yeah, I didn't really mind that much, but I still like the art style all the same. Do you have any more questions?
Nope, I don't really have any more questions.
Okay, so I guess we'll wrap this video up. So that has been our Steven Universe podcast and JReviews. Do you have any updates for your channel?
Well, I'm working on a review of this Steven Universe jailbreak arc coming soon. So
Okay.
go to my channel to see that.
Okay, I'd definitely like to check it out. Okay, everyone. So that's been our Steven Universe podcast. I'd like to thank JReviews for coming here with us. Thank you, JReviews, for talking about Steven Universe with us.
You're welcome.
All right. So I guess I'll see you later then.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll see you later then.
Yeah.
Okay. So that has been our Steven Universe podcast. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also like our Facebook page. And also support us through Patreon so we can continue to push out great content for this channel. And if you have any other podcasts you want us to do, please feel free to contact us through Discord or through Skype. And we'll do more videos with you guys. I'm Rabbit Blog Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.